What's up traders, Cam Hawkins here from Trading Nut. Now today we've got a special treat for you. We've got Lord Banks in the house, and what we've done is broken down his 4-hour epically long live stream he did here on the Trading Nut channel and condensed it down to 10 minutes, where you're going to get to see him break down a price chart from woe to go and enter a trade live and take 15 pips out of the market on London Open. So that's coming up in a second. Now before you jump into that, I do want to remind you that my sponsor City Traders Imperium, these guys up here, are taking on board the best of the best traders to compete against each other in the Funded Trader World Cup 2022. So if you guys want to get access to that, then click the link below. You're going to need to show your worth as well. You're going to have passed some funding challenges or some competitions, and there's 400k up for grabs, plus a special prize for the winner. So guys, go and check that out after you finish watching this or whilst you're watching the video. Now let's hear from them again and get on with this show. Folks, I've got a special announcement today, which you'll want to listen to if you've ever gone through a prop firm funding challenge with the likes of my sponsors, City Traders Imperium, or for that matter, Funded Next, FTMO, the Funded Trader, My Forex Fund, or the Fivers. It doesn't matter. Right, let's get into it. So, City Traders Imperium have just opened registrations for their third trading competition, which is going to be bigger and better than the first two. Now, get this, they're looking for the best trader who's performed consistently with any prop firm, and they're looking for the best traders to compete for the #1 spot. Plus, there's gonna be 400k up for grabs, and CTI are putting up a special prize for the winner, which they'll be announcing very soon. So to get involved, simply click the link below the video to register if you've passed a funding challenge in the past, or won any previous competition, not just the Trading Nut Funded Cup, or made 10% or more in any previous competitions. So if you want the title of the best trader in the world, make sure you register for this comp today, or share this video in your Telegram or Discord groups if you know any traders you think have a chance at that top spot. So folks, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing whose name pops up at the top of that leaderboard.
Previous month here, bearish candle. It did close within the previous month's candle, right? We didn't create a new low, but our current monthly candle already busted a new low, created the top wick. We got about 14 days left, about halfway through the month. So maybe we're coming down to test the next level down here, seeing that we've already broken the lows of the past 2 months. Looking at the weekly, we do see, bullish momentum here. But even with this bullish momentum, I want you guys to understand, in the stream, the whole purpose here is I'm trying to capture 10, 15, 20 pips. I'm not trying to jump in and, catch the entire move here. Even though we are bullish here, we have momentum that can come in to retest this trend line before we continue to the upside. If we look at this on a higher time frame, yeah, it's extremely bullish, but on a lower time frame, this is 528 pips. It could come down to test this trend line on a higher time frame, right? So on the lower time frame, we could sell it, and on a higher time frame, if we're swinging it, we could be buying. So let's look at the daily. How did we finish yesterday? Yesterday's candle was bullish engulfing. You see this massive candle here came through, engulfed the previous candle here. It didn't break this high here. It kind of just barely tested that right there. It did break the low. It did break the previous day's high, right? So we could be coming up to test this area right here. In all honesty, this could just be an area where we're seeing a break and maybe the second retest before it actually jumps down, kind of like a double top. That's on the daily. Let's look at the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour is where I like to draw up my zones. I call them zones. People refer to them many different ways: support, resistance, supply and demand, areas of interest. Honestly, you can call it whatever you want, but what we're looking for is areas where, from the current price, where price has multiple reactions, right? Multiple reactions. So we see something like this here. See the reaction here, the reaction here, the reactions there, there, and it's literally just at that level, right? And this is essentially going to give us what I like to call our play area. Like that, I like that. And then I move down to the 1 hour and just going to refine it just a bit here. On the 1 hour, what I like to do is just refine the zones, just make sure I'm capturing the areas that I want to pay attention to. And then I jump down to the 15 minute. In the 15 minute, what I want to do is I want to establish a breakout range. So right away, I'm looking at this area here, but I want to look to the left to make sure that this is actually feasible. We have the bottom here, first area. Let me measure this and make sure this is actually worth it. About 24 pips. Out of 24 pips, we could definitely catch, 10, 15, 20 pips out of there. Next level from there, be right about there. Level above there. I mark out just 3 different levels here. Go to the second level, be about 70 pips. Third level is about 90 pips. Not bad, not bad. Now breaking down to the downside, several right about there. Ooh, it's really, really nice move to the downside if we can get this to push down. First target about 60 pips. Oof, if that thing melts. If that thing melts, we're gonna be in for a nice ride. Second level here, about 94, third level about 115. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and set alerts here, crossing up when the bar closes, and that's going to be for a potential buy. Because remember, guys, I don't just buy once it gets here and crosses. I'm going to wait for the candle to close. I'm going to read the price action and make a determination if it's worth the risk to reward to take that trade. And then for the bottom one here, go ahead and set an alert. Crossing down when the bar closes. This is going to be for potential sells. And let's go ahead and write this out here. So there is the markup, the setup for GJ. Now we just are going to be patient. We're going to wait for this to set up. Like I talked about, the entries is going to be based off this red dotted line. When price breaks and closes, the candle needs to break and close above or below. So we got about 11 minutes and 50 seconds on this candle. This was the news, and it really pushed up, and it's flying right now. We don't have a wick to the downside, so this could be one of those situations where we do have a fake out. Although the news was positive and we should expect bullish movement, I will say one thing. For the most part, news is priced in. So this movement here could have been in the anticipation of the good news to come. This breakout here could just be the quick reaction to the news that has happened, and then we could see a correction move down to the downside. One of the things that makes me feel that way is that this current candle, the 15-minute candle, doesn't have a wick to the downside. So for me, it's an impulse move, which is common with news. We'll just be patient here and see how this candle closes and see if we'll have an actual opportunity here. It's an impulse, which is the reaction to the news. But when we have a move like that, there needs to be some kind of correction. Not saying that a candle will come down lower than this, but we will have push to the downside, and that's what makes it difficult to take a breakout trade scalp with this type of price action. If that makes sense. Look at this candle, how it closed. See, this is why I talk about it's important to wait for candle closure. It did push up and it completely came back down below. So did not enter that trade. Look at this candle here. This candle might be the one that breaks and closes to the upside. We got about 7 minutes here, about 7 minutes left. And just to measure out what we're looking at is it would be about a 16 pip stop, and our first target here, it would be about a 1-to-1. If it continues to push up higher, it would kind of mess our risk to reward. I wouldn't get in if it's anything less than at least 1-to-1. So if it pushes up higher, reducing the risk to reward less than 1, I won't take that trade. I could look for the following trade, depending on what the price action looks like, to pull back into my area to make it worth it, and then enter at the crossing of that point or the price point, right? These kind of things is hard to communicate over Telegram channel or a signals channel. This is what I like to call the active trade management part of things. We got about 2 minutes left on this, and you see this is why we wait for candle closure. So you see this candle also wicked up, and it is pulling back down below this level. We don't want to get stuck in a place where it is not respecting the direction that we think it's going. Also, I mentioned earlier that I felt like the news was built into the price here from the earlier session, and the consolidation was the initial reaction to the good news. But we see that this wick up here and this wick right here, it's failing to create a new high. So we could see that push down lower. We're just going continue to monitor here. We got about a minute left here on this candle. It would be just breaking over here. It'd be about 11, 12 pip stop, about a 10 pip stop, making it a 1.8 risk to reward, which is not bad. We got about 50 seconds here. What I want to do at this point is I do want to calculate my risk to know what my lot size would be on my account. Oh man, this thing is pushing up a little too high. About 39 seconds, about 30 seconds, and about a 12 pip risk, 12 pip stop loss right now. 20 seconds. We're just waiting. We're not in just yet. If the risk to reward is at least 1, I will take this trade. We're looking at about a 13 pip stop loss, 13 pip stop here, about a 15 pip stop. Oh, TikTok can't see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into this thing. It is about a 15 pip stop. Actually, like a little bit less than that. So let's see what my lot size is. Okay, jumping into the trades, guys, jumping into the trades and putting my stops below the previous wick of the 15-minute candle. And my first take profit level will be a 1-to-1, which is about 12.7 pips from entry, which is just about right here. And that would be this target level, which is actually hitting right now. Jesus, it's already going to hit. Yeah, it's literally hitting TP1 right now. That was fast. TP1 hit. And you guys know what we do at TP1, right? TP1 is hit. So we're up right now just about 14, 15 pips on that trade. You should be adjusting your stops to break even. We are about 18 pips in profit. We hit TP1, guys. So here's the horns for you guys. Hit them horns every time we win our TP1. This is a risk-free trade now, guys. Everyone should have taken partials at the bare minimum, adjusted your stop losses to break even, and yeah, leave a runner here. So close those partials, adjust your stops to break even, and let this thing run if it's going to run. Let's get it. Let's get it. Here's going to be our TP2, and here's going to be our TP3 if we get to those levels. Really nice trade here, about 12 pip risk, so definitely nice movement. We're up right now about 19, 20 pips. So at this point, we have hit TP1, secured partials, adjusted our stops to break even, and that's a win for us, guys. Congratulations. Let's hear the horns one more time for the TP1 win, GJ. One time for the people in the back.
Hey folks, ever wonder what broker I use? Well, I use Hanko Trade. It was a no-brainer because I was looking for a broker with good trading conditions and one that wouldn't restrict my leverage. Now, by joining Hanko Trade, I've also cut down my trading costs significantly with their super low commission of just $1 per 100K. You can learn more at hankotrade.com or just click the link I've put in the description. All right, folks, there you have it, that 4-hour live stream broken down into 10 minutes. Now, if you do want to watch the full thing, I've put a link below this video. Whilst you're down there as well, do be sure to check out that City Traders Imperium Funded Traders World Cup 2022. If you have passed a funding challenge before, won a cup, or have some sort of proof of your performance, then please go and check that out. There's $400,000 up for grabs, as well as a special prize for the winner as well. All right, guys, that's enough from me. Do remember, hit subscribe whilst you're there, hit like, click on that notifications bell, click all to be notified when future videos like this go live. We'll see you in the next one.